the driver of the number 4800 Motorsports Chevrolet. If you have a question, raise your hand and we'll get you a mic. Right over here in the front.
Pat Cole, NASCAR.com. Is it fair to look at Texas as sort of a must-win race given what we have the rest of this round?
I don't think so. I think plenty of people are going to point their way in, right? But it is an uncomfortable round just with Texas or with Talladega being such an unknown and kind of a wild card. A lot of things can happen at the Roval, and I mean, this place, a lot can happen even. So definitely a tough grouping of racetracks as far as being able to control your own destiny or work on your race car even after you unload. I kind of feel like you have what you have here. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, but I think we're in a really good place as a race team and can have a good round here.
We'll go to Jerry Jordan in the middle.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net. Was talking to Daniel Suarez yesterday. He is tied in points with you, and he loves this round, he said. But what are your thoughts? So you just talked about a little bit about this being a difficult round. Next week, Talladega, and then the Roval. How do you approach here to be able to, make it through those two?
Yeah, I feel like, statistically the Roval's really good for me. It doesn't make it any easier, but we have had good days there. So that's good. I feel like we've had good days at Talladega. We were really strong at Daytona a couple weeks ago, so that's good. And then I feel like the Texas Fall Race, as a team, we've always performed really well. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're in a good spot. I don't hate this round. It's just not comfortable. So, whereas like going to places like Kansas, I'm like, we're really good there. We always run well there. And I feel like I was super confident, whereas this place, there's not that racetrack for us, but I don't think they're bad racetracks for us either.
Just as you're looking at the tires, to follow up on that, you said this round's not comfortable, so would a win obviously change that?
Yeah, I mean, a win is always going to change that, right? Lock you into the next round, but yeah, I mean, I feel like we're capable of winning at all three of these racetracks. I think we're capable of winning at any racetrack we go to for the rest of the year if we perform how we need to. So, yeah, I mean, I think a win right now would be great. Obviously, that's everybody's goal this weekend. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't. So, we'll do our best to make that happen.
So how do you feel your chances are to get that win? Because we've seen the first three races be non-playoff drivers. So do you think they're going to make it 4, or do you feel like one of you guys will finally get it?
Hard to say. I feel like, track position is so key here. I feel like the playoff cars are probably going to qualify really well and definitely have an emphasis on qualifying, but it's a really long race. So, yeah, I mean, I think we're plenty capable of winning. In my opinion, a playoff guy will probably win this race, but, I think this is a place we've seen non-playoff guys win in the past. I think Kyle Busch was eliminated and won here a couple years ago. So, we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out, but hopefully it's us in victory lane.
We'll go to Jeff and then Bob.
How do you think the playoff drivers will balance the stage points versus trying to, avoid disaster at Talladega? I mean, just given what we've seen in super speedways lately.
Yeah, honestly, stage points are the most important thing going right now. I feel like, stage points got us through last week when we lost power steering and got caught in that crash. So I feel like we're all going to be all in on stage points, which could create some interesting situations. And, in my opinion, going to Talladega, anytime that I've gone there and been focused on not crashing, I've crashed even earlier than I do. Like, I still crash when I'm just going for it, but I tend to crash later then. So I haven't figured out how to not crash. Hopefully we can get that dialed in, but I think you just got to race hard all day and be aggressive all day. I don't think there's really there's never been a benefit for me to ride, because then you kind of know what your car is doing, you lose some confidence, and those around you don't know how your car is going to be. So I think if you're up front racing all day, that's the place you need to be.
About Chris, Fox Sports. I'm curious, did you know Justin Marks well when you were I mean, you guys both ran that Ganassi car a couple of times that one year, and you ran against him a lot the year before.
A little bit, not a ton. You know, I've had lunch with him, with Josh, like, I mean, before he started his Cup team a long time ago. Kind of when I think that was just an idea, because he was talking about it, and it's cool to see all his success. He's a really good dude.
Yeah, I guess follow up. I mean, is there any surprise to see that he owns 2 cars in the playoffs this year? They're still in the playoffs right now.
No, I feel like anything he does successfully. So I think that's cool. He's super driven, super smart, and the little bit I've been around him, it doesn't surprise me at all that they've had the success they've had. Obviously, it's happened really quickly, but I think we're at a time in the sport where things like that can happen with a brand new race car and all that. So, you know, he's got good race car drivers and good people working on him, and it's cool to see their success.
Jared Haas with Frontstretch.com. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check one of those 2 videos out that we have right beside you. Visit Frontstretch.com for more great content.